go search for the link and we can start. All right, it seems we're ready to go. Martin, do you want to go first?
Yes. Yesterday I had a couple of interruptions. I had to do an interview as well, and we had.
Sorry to interrupt. I think I have a problem with my speakers and I can't hear anything. Sorry about that. Let me fix that real quick. Sorry to keep you waiting. I think that I wasn't connected to the Bluetooth. I can hear now.
All right. Can you hear me?
Perfectly fine. Thank you.
Yes. So I had an interview, and also we spent some time selecting people for the bootcamp. So there will be news shortly. I don't know if probably you are gonna make the announcement later, but we already have some selected folks. And so now I'm back with the thing I was working with the blog, like with the pending blogs, and how do we process them, and how do we deal with the case where there's no parent blocks. I was looking a little bit up at how the code is implemented now. I was talking to Meg about that, and it seems like eventually we want to make some refactors so that we can start incorporating that logic. So I will be working on a proof of concept of that. Also, something we've been talking briefly was the fact that we are getting a lot of spam from the gossip side of things, like very old blogs. So we were thinking how can we avoid them, and how can we do some early filtering. And it seems like, we could either filter them if we have some information in the fork choice, like what is the current slot, we could, or what's the finalized slot, we could very easily filter things before that. Or we could also make some calculation based on the genesis time, and we can multiply 12 seconds times the amount of the slot number. And based on that, we can also know if the block we are receiving, if it's a current block or if it's very old, so we can filter that easily. So I think that is also great to only process the blocks that we really care about, and not very old blocks. So maybe I'll also try to very quickly have some very early filtering logic, so that we don't get spam that much. That's it for me.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's one of the filters that are on the spec, right? Like filtering stuff that's already finalized, like before the current. I think that even before the current epoch is something that's filtered. Not sure about that, but having it at least from the last finalized one is a very good idea.
Yeah, and also something I forgot to, like, one thing we were also talking about is that we should penalize the peers that send us very old blogs. And currently we don't have that logic yet. And worst of all, we are also sending those same blogs to other peers. So it's probably we are getting penalized because we are forwarding these very old blogs. So eventually we also want to incorporate that logic.
Yeah, that sounds very sensible. We can start an issue for that, so that maybe people from the bootcamp, for instance, can take it. If not us, like if it's not urgent, it should be a good addition for the pile of issues that you've been writing the last couple of days, which is awesome.
Cool.
Okay, great. Tomas, do you now go next?
Yeah. I continued working on refactoring the libp2p implementation, moving from NIFs to ports. It's halfway done, something like that. I already added the implementation for the request response part. I'm doing a little bit of debugging. After that, the only thing that's missing would be the gossip sub part. It shouldn't take too much since there's some patterns that I can reuse for communication in from the request response part to the gossip sub part. I should be done with this today or maybe tomorrow. Yeah. After that,
That's
well,
awesome. Yeah,
for
sorry.
message
Go ahead.
validation, we need to implement also the communication part for that. The communication protocol for validating messages from Elixir, since some of the blocks validation requires access to the database and current node's state. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I think that we should keep it simple for now. I know that I would, like, my proposal would be to think of one validation that requires a communication protocol, and then implementing that one and seeing what kind of new challenges we have for that. And we can implement, like, what we were talking about the other day, right? Which is that you need the validation callback to be sent to Elixir and then back again to Go, right? That's the problem nowadays. So maybe we can do a proof of concept for one of the validations, and then we can just start adding validation, like other validations on top of.
It seems there is an internet issue. Yeah, let's wait 30 seconds more. Otherwise, we can finalize the call and take it async.